Hey, my name's Steven, coming at you from Florida.
Hello, y'all. This is Kevin coming from Texas.
My name's David. I'm coming from the heartland, Ohio.
And welcome to the Brothers
Corn Podcast.
And we're excited to talk to you.
Yes, we are.
What's up, Kevin?
What's up?
Not much. We're just excusing David again. Typical David. Anyway, what's new, man? I haven't talked to you in forever. It feels like it's been a little while since we've caught up.
Yeah, well, you've been busy. I've been, sort of busy.
What YouTube things are you watching right now?
I actually have not been watching YouTube lately. Well, I have, but that's not my thing lately. Is and it came up on my little Hulu suggestions or whatever. Is I actually started watching Attack on Titan, which is an anime. I'm sure you've heard about.
Everyone loves that one.
Yeah, it's weird. it's okay.
Isn't it like
I guess
giant people eating stuff or something.
Yeah, giant people eating other regular sized people.
That's right.
No, it's all right. I mean, I wasn't really sure because I know a lot of people. I know it was. Well, I don't know if it still is because I'm not really up on the anime scene, but I know it was very popular with people for a while. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll watch it.
Cool. So, speaking of anime, I also recently started watching an anime, Samurai Champloo. I have always wanted to watch it. It's been around for a long time, but never got around to it. I've only watched 2 episodes, but it's pretty cool. I dig it. But my main thing I've been up to, there's so much actually. It's been a while since we've talked, but I went to Ohio. That was cool. I got my drum set. That was pretty cool. Went to Cedar Point. Dude, I don't know about you. I know you go to Six Flags all the time. I can't handle those rides like I used to.
Yeah.
I rode a couple roller coasters. I was like, oh man, I was done.
I don't have a problem, but the Six Flags here in San Antonio isn't that big. So
okay,
like it might be a numbers thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't handle, because when we used to go to Cedar Point, I'd ride everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that now.
And like I rode, they have this a couple of years ago, they basically took the Mean Streak apart and rebuilt it as this new roller coaster called Steel Vengeance. And it's a hybrid coaster where it's like wooden and metal. And it was pretty awesome. It's up there with the Raptor. Raptor's still my favorite, but it's up there. But I think I rode 4 or 5 roller coasters and I was like, oh, my stomach started feeling funny and my head was feeling a little light, but it was fun though. But I've also recently started reading. I got Marvel Unlimited, which is like $60 a year. You get all the Marvel comic books, and I've been doing that. It's pretty fun. I started with Thor, and it kind of goes in chronological order, not necessarily publishing order, which is kind of cool because if it was publishing order, I think I might struggle because as much as I love the OG comics, some of them are kind of hard to get through. So they kind of mix and mingle it. So it started off with Thor and like his origin story, and then it kind of went into Wolverine's origin story. And the one I really liked the most, though, I just read his Magneto Testament. It's Magneto's origin story, and like how he's in like concentration camps and stuff. It was very interesting. It was very Schindler's List. It wasn't like a superhero comic book at all. Like I think he used his power just a little bit, but to manipulate some coins. It wasn't really like typical X-Men. It was really interesting. It was pretty dark and really sad, but it was cool though. Definitely worth a read.
Well, another thing I've done, so D-Day was a little while ago, so I was watching like random war movies, and I came across one. What was it called? Ghosts of War, I think, something like that. And it was really bizarre. So it was like these American soldiers in World War II who were pulling security on this like mansion, which was haunted.
Interesting.
So it's like
based on a true story, or is it like
no? It definitely was not. So it was like this weird, like, I'm a ghost story movie, but I'm also a World War II movie at the same time.
Interesting.
But then you find out it's like neither. It was really strange. It was a very strange movie.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to check that out. I like that. Strange movies, strange war movie. I like when they mix genres in bizarre ways. It's quite fun.
Yeah. I've also been playing Mortal Kombat a lot lately.
Good choice. I watched that movie too. Well, parts of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I don't know that I needed to see the whole thing to really understand what was going on, but it was cool though. So we mentioned superheroes a little bit, and it kind of leads into our
A
topic.
little bit. We kind of mentioned superheroes a lot, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like just now, I was talking about Magneto. You're talking about whatever. So it brings us to our topic today. This is a recommendation by one of our loyal listeners, Jeff Anderson. Thank you, Jeff Anderson. And he suggested we discuss what a world would be like if everyone had a superpower, but not like in a Marvel universe, like tons of people have superpowers, whatever. But like if like a superpower suddenly became the new norm for everybody.
Like one particular superpower for everybody?
Yes. Yeah. So he mentioned he thought we could talk about teleportation. I do want to talk about that one, but there's a couple others we might look into as well. But why don't we start with teleportation? Let's just say for a moment that how do we want to approach this? Like, you want to pretend like it's been like that forever, or like suddenly everyone wakes up and they could teleport? Because that would be crazy.
Let's go with the second option because I think that would have that would definitely change the auto industry for sure. Nobody would need cars anymore or airplanes like a lot of people would lose their job.
Let's set the stage. Tonight, there's a weird looking moon. It's blue and green at the same time. I don't know, but everyone looks at it. And tomorrow morning, we wake up.
Everybody could teleport.
We could teleport. Like you said, the auto industry would be affected, but it wouldn't be an immediate thing. People would be driving their cars still in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. And the question is, how far can you teleport?
Yeah. Well,
Like, is this like what's his name from X-Men?
Oh, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, where you have to like, because doesn't he have to like see where he's teleporting to?
Yeah,
which to me makes sense because if you just like teleported to a random place, like without seeing where it was, then like you might accidentally teleport like into another person and kill them. So
oh yeah, so there'd be a lot of ramifications for that. I think they kind of address that a little bit in Harry Potter with apparating. Isn't that like a thing they do? They can like apparate and like not teleport, but magically move to a different place. But if you do it wrong, you like splice yourself and your arms cut off or something weird like that. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
So yeah, you bring up an interesting point though. If you could teleport anywhere, you know,
well, my favorite
teleport into a person. That'd be pretty crazy.
Related to teleportation, because when me and you have had this discussion before, where we're talking about like a superpower where the person can teleport, but you only teleport from like trash can to trash can.
That would be sweet. That'd be a very effective way of teleporting. Smelly, but you know, you could I could hop in my trash can here and pop up and see you. Oh my goodness, dude, visiting you would be so much easier. I can get together, we can hang out for a night and come back home. It wouldn't even be like oh man, that's pretty cool.
So I guess my question is, if everybody could suddenly teleport, how does that work? Like, you know, is it like a trash can type thing? It doesn't have to be trash cans. You know, it could be like, you know, you teleport through bathtubs or something. Or is it like, you know, you can instantly teleport wherever you want? Is there like a range, like limitation?
So let's say for the beginning, it's like Nightcrawler style. You have to be able to see where you're teleporting to. I think that's fair. We'll start off there. We can build into explore the other avenues, but just for the first part of this, everyone wakes up and they can teleport the way Nightcrawler does, where you can like see where you're going and appear there. That would still have some big ramifications on the auto industry, because what you could do is I could look and like, you know, when you're on the horizon, in the rolling hills of West Virginia, I can just like, bam, I'm on the hill. Bam, on the next hill. And like it would still be pretty fast and efficient transportation.
I like how you automatically went to rolling hills of West Virginia.
Or I don't know, you see something on the horizon, like a mountain, or for you, it wouldn't be hard to tell because it's just like desert.
Well, not right now because I'm in San Antonio right now.
Oh, okay, that's true.
But yeah.
So do you think? Okay, so I'm in front of TJ Maxx, and I want to go into the store. Like, do I have to like walk into the store still?
I would think so. I think it would have. I think eventually, maybe not, but at first, because people are still kind of getting used to this idea that they can teleport suddenly. Like they haven't.
Yeah.
No one's perfected their craft yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would that work for like sporting competitions?
Oh, dude, they had to put like rules on it, like no teleporting. But then that makes them less interesting. I don't know.
I mean, imagine like a baseball game with teleportation. Like
Oh, dude,
you wouldn't have to run to the base.
just bam, bam, bam. Yeah, that'd be awesome. They'd have to change the game completely.
It wouldn't. Baseball would cease to exist as we know it now.
So here's a question. Do your clothes teleport with you? Because if they don't, that makes this a whole lot easier to control, probably, because people aren't going to want to just be naked, like teleport, bam, nakedness.
We're going to say that they do teleport with you.
Okay.
We're going to say anything that's. Well, no, I can't say that because I'm going to say if you say anything that's touching your body, but your body would be on the earth, so you'd have to like jump before you teleport. Otherwise, you teleport the whole or the entire earth as a whole, which would lead you to nowhere. Although speaking of Earth, here's another thought about teleportation. You got to think. So the Earth is, moving. We all know that, logically speaking. But people don't realize how fast the Earth moves. It moves very, very fast.
That's true.
So if like you teleported and you didn't work out some crazy calculation, you would like kill yourself because you would try to teleport somewhere, but the Earth would be moving at a speed different than what you would teleport what you're teleporting.
Yeah.
So you could end up teleporting like, hey, I'm going to go over to Germany right now. And you teleport and you end up in outer space and die.
So that is risky. That's the disadvantage of the teleportation anywhere. Or maybe just get stuck in the ocean. That'd be bad news.
Either you have to be really good at math, or there has to be something that anchors people in a way that they can teleport where they want to within. On the Earth itself.
Yeah, I kind of like your trash can idea. That'd be more mystical or magical than actual like physics, though. It'd be like kind of back.
That's
to
true.
Apparating.
I suppose people could just teleport. I guess it wouldn't really matter. But I'm just trying to think of this from multiple angles.
So I kind of like if you could teleport anywhere. Let's go. Let's touch that subject a little bit. Like week 1. Where would you go?
If I can teleport anywhere, like on the Earth?
Yeah.
Dude, man. I don't know. I'd probably go get like, you know what I would do if I like suddenly was like, hey, I can teleport anywhere right now. I just made that realization.
Yeah.
I would teleport to a Teddy's Bigger Burgers, which is a burger place that's in Hawaii.
Okay.
I would eat there because I really want one of their burgers right now, even though it's like 7:30 in the morning.
I mean, that's a good point. You can get all the foodies would be so happy. You could just go to any old restaurant you want to, bam.
But foodies in particular, they would be happy, but at the same time, they don't have to walk or drive to any of these places, so they're going to get like really fat.
Well, unless teleportation requires a certain amount of physical fitness, we could make that a thing, where you have to be like a fit person.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Or if you do teleporting in itself consumes a large amount of energy.
Yeah.
Then you can use teleportation as a form of exercise.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. It'd be way more fun. That'd be sweet. Or like that means like if you're not a healthy person, like one teleportation a day probably. You couldn't do multiple. Or maybe
your heart probably couldn't take it.
That might be a nice little restriction to put on it too. Everyone teleports, but they can only do it once per day. That would change it a little bit. Like maybe that'd be a law that's put in place. You need like special licenses to teleport more than once a day.
I don't know how well that would work out though.
Yeah, people with those shady teleporters.
Like, do you need a license to teleport? Is there an age limit too? Like, is this something that happens to only adults, or does it happen to children too? Because that's a whole nother.
Maybe it's like part of puberty.
Part of puberty, teleportation is part of puberty.
So you like your voice is getting all like squeaky.
His voice is changing. He's gonna be able to teleport anytime now. It's like a rite of passage.
Oh, there's a question though. If you like hold someone's hand, like if you're holding on to somebody, could they teleport with you? So like if for example, kids can't teleport until they hit puberty, but you got to take your little kid to the store or out somewhere. If you're holding on to them, do they go with you? Or
well, like I said, it's kind of the same concept with the clothes. Like I'd mentioned, like anything that you're touching would be able to teleport with you. So you'd have to jump every time you teleport, otherwise the entire Earth would teleport. So if you're holding your kid's hand, but at the same time, like you'd have to either ensure that they jump or like hold them or something in a way that.
I think holding would be much safer probably.
Yeah,
because that's the risky part. You mentioned if you don't jump, the Earth teleports. So if you one misstep and the entire population is done.
I don't know, because if the Earth is teleporting to whatever location you're going to, then it would basically just be like you not teleporting at all. You just stay in the same place.
Oh, like a little negate going on there.
Yeah, because the whole entire planet is teleporting at the same time at the same place. That would kind of mess up a lot of stuff, though. Like if we go back to my earlier discussion about how the Earth moves, so you would teleport in a way that, like, you would move the whole entire Earth when you teleport if you're touching the Earth. So then, like, I feel like cosmically speaking, that would mess a lot of stuff up.
Now, here's a question. Can you teleport to other planets?
Well, if we're saying you have to visualize it, I would say no.
Of course, you can look at Mars, though. Be like, I'm going there. Bam.
You have to be really good at focusing on Mars. Otherwise, you might teleport to like a star somewhere. Like,
just burn to a crisp.
There's Mars. I'm teleporting there. And you're actually teleport to like some random star and you die. I wouldn't risk it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Plus, why would you want to do that anyways? Because like there's no oxygen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, teleportation has a lot of interesting revenues. It would probably really mess with like crime rates would go up tremendously, I would think.
Yeah. And the economy would plummet because you got to think about there's no more need for cars, airplanes, trains, boats.
Well, trains are you're still carrying cargo, so maybe some of that stuff you could still.
That's true.
Like truckers might still be doing their thing.
Yeah,
but just your regular sedan though, minivan, you can forget it.
No, exactly. And so that would mess up the auto industry.
Which would mess up the oil industry in a lot of ways because it would
mess up the oil industry as well. But might have a greener Earth.
You for sure would have a greener Earth.
And like maybe I wonder if the further you teleport, would it like put a larger strain, a harsher strain on your body the further you teleport? Because if you look at it that way, then that would be the sort of restriction you could put on it to make it more feasible, I guess.
Like if you're going to your neighbor's house to borrow sugar, whatever. But if you're going to like some fancy jungle to get like natural sugar.
Fancy jungle. I don't think you have to go to a fancy jungle to get natural sugar.
Like that crazy that like that jungle sugar.
The jungle sugar.
That's the name of my funk album. I haven't come out with it yet, but
jungle sugar.
All right. So teleportation, like you said, it really would mess with athletics. You know what else would mess with athletics? The ability to double jump. Basketball would change as we know it.
So everybody's like Mario.
Yeah. So the double jump is a suggestion from Shane Hickson. Thank you, Shane. The ability to double jump. I didn't even think about this. It's in so many video games, and like I've seen it there, but I never really thought of it as a superpower. It would be pretty awesome, actually. You could do a lot of cool stuff with the double jump.
It wouldn't mess up the economy like teleportation would.
No, it'd make you like really good at basketball, or high jump.
But everybody can double jump though. So
That's true.
I think there'd be an entirely new Olympic event in track and field for double jumping.
The double high jump.
Because it'd be like double high jump, or even like a long jump. You have like the 3 jump long jump. Well, then you have like a double jump one.
Oh yeah. So if you're like me though, double jump would be cool, but it wouldn't really get me that much higher off the ground because I don't really jump that well to begin with. I'd be like, I don't know. I might be able to jump onto the top of my dresser or something like that, which would be pretty cool. But
I feel like everybody suddenly having the ability to double jump makes more sense than everybody suddenly being able to teleport.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there'd be less drastic change with everybody double jumping.
Yeah,
there'll be just enough change for people are like, man, this is kind of weird, but like it wouldn't be enough of a change to greatly affect like humanity or the Earth?
No. It'd just
But
be
it'd be
like
cool.
it would be pretty sweet.
Now, when
Like
you double jump, are you doing like just straight double jumping, or because some games in order to double jump, you have to do like a flip.
oh yeah.
Like,
Like
do
you
you have
jump,
to
flip, do another jump. Yeah.
Yeah? So do you have to do like the flip, or is it just like you can just jump twice?
I kind of like just the jumping twice, but the flip is pretty cool. If you want to add some finesse to it, like if you're doing into like break dancers would definitely do the flip because why not? They're break dancers.
I feel like a lot of things would just get like crazy different. Like skateboarding competitions would be
Oh
different.
yeah.
Like pretty much any of your athletic competitions would be different.
Yeah.
Well, anything that requires jumping anyway.
Yeah.
So, like skateboarding would be different. Basketball would be different.
Jump rope.
Jump rope. Yeah, that would. I don't even know how that would work. Like,
It might mess your rhythm up altogether. You know those little rhymes that kids do?
yeah.
Like they do that. They'd have to change that completely because like they would throw the rhythm off probably.
Yeah, it would. Or even like football really would be different because you could like avoid being tackled, but then everybody can double jump. So it's funny because when you think about stuff like this, like your initial thought was like, oh, this could happen, because you're kind of thinking, what if I had that power? But then you realize, well, the entire planet has this power, so
it makes you less cool. Like you're just like everybody else.
Yeah, it's not really any cooler.
It's not as special. So obviously athletics would play a big part. What's a practical reason you'd want to double jump though?
Practical reason to double jump? I don't know. Maybe you got to cross a river and you can't swim.
That's true. Yeah, jump in the creek or something, crossing a river. It'd be really handy in like those situations where you're like trying to get away from lava.
Yeah, because that happens a lot. I don't think the ability to double jump is going to really help you much there, to be honest.
It does in the video games, dude. Lava's right there. You just jump. Lava's good.
Yeah, but the world isn't a video game. Otherwise, everything will be linear. Or you have limitations. Can you imagine? Okay, so if you lived in a video game world, and we kind of talked about NPCs a while ago. Like, there's limitations in video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you take a game like a old platformer like Mario, where everything is linear, so you can only move like forward and backward. You can never move left or right.
That'd be a bummer, man. You'd see that thing next to you and be like, I want to get over there. Like in every game, like you're on the grass level and there's like, you can see the mountains in the background, but you can't ever get to those mountains though.
Yeah, because you can't move left or right. And then of course that changes when it comes to like 3D games where you can, move left and right or whatever. But the amount of like where you're at like is limited. So, if you take like, say taking Breath of the Wild, you're stuck to Hyrule. You can't leave Hyrule because it's not part of the programming of the game. So like that would suck too. Like you would never be able to travel anywhere.
Yeah, unless you have that teleportation power.
Or somebody makes another sequel to your video game that you're in.
Speaking of, E3 is next week. Hopefully going to get some big drops on Breath of the Wild 2. Just putting that in there. We're not a video game podcast, but pretty excited about it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Splatoon 3, which is coming out next year. But anyway,
the double jump it's pretty cool. I think that'd be fun. It'd be a fun power to have. Like, of course, again, like you said, if everyone had it, it would be less fun. But
it wouldn't be less. It wouldn't be less fun to do.
That's true.
There's stuff that like everybody can do now that I still enjoy doing.
Do you think they'd change the like architecture of jungle gyms if they had double jumps?
I don't know. I want to say no.
Okay.
Because like, we got to keep children safe, and maybe their coordination with their double jumps isn't quite as good as an adult's.
Or maybe they don't get it till puberty, like teleportation.
I want to say everybody just inertly has the ability to double jump.
Okay.
Because it's not as world changing as teleportation is.
So Shane Hickson also he said something about Phoenix. Now that could mean a lot of different things. We're gonna go two routes with this. One route is a Phoenix I associate with being able to come back to life. That would cause a lot of problems or like a lot of miracles in our world. If everyone could just come back to life one time, that'd be pretty crazy. Like you wouldn't need to plan.
What is it one time or several times?
Well, Phoenix, I guess it depends. If it's like Final Fantasy, you can have up to 99 of these. But but I'm thinking like the ability to come back to life. Because if it's over and over again, that would be really bad. Because people would never die. It just like we just get more and more people, and it'd just be a very overpopulated place. So that would be an interesting one. It'd be bad for like, see, if you come back to life, did you come back to life just the way you were before you died, or is it like in your prime again?
What if you had this ability to come back to life, right? But once you've used it, you can no longer reproduce.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I mean, you'd still have a problem if you're coming back to life over and over and over again. And then, like, do you get to choose if you're coming back to life or not?
Yeah, maybe you have the choice, or maybe it's like certain kinds of death. So if it's like death by natural causes, then maybe you can't do it. Or if it's like accidental, or you're murdered or something like that, then maybe you can use it then. That would make, because like you can't change it. If your body is just dying as of old age or something like that, you come back to life, it's just going to die again, you know? Or if it's like you're in a car crash or something, you're like, bam, back to normal again.
I see. So that would make murder more difficult then.
Those poor murderers would have a heck of a time.
Well, I don't know if I'd say poor murderers, but what I'm saying is because if you're a victim of a murder and you had the ability to come back to life from it, then like you can, you know, you're basically a witness to your own death. So like it'd be easy to, I don't know, it'd be easy to accuse someone of murder if the person who was murdered can point them out and say, hey, that's the guy that murdered me.
So what's the time lapse? Like you die, how soon can you come back? Because maybe if there's like a certain amount of time that has to take place first.
I want to say instantly.
Yeah.
But then if when it comes to like a murder, if it's instantly, if you can only come back one time, then it's not really that big of a deal for the murderer because he can just kill you again. But if it's like an indefinite thing where you can keep coming back, then like, yeah, murder would like no longer happen.
Yeah, dude, murder might go down if we had this power. Now, the other avenue of Phoenix, I want to explore this before we wrap up. He might have been talking about like Phoenix from X-Men, and she's like the most powerful X-Men probably. If everyone had that power, it'd just be chaos. There's not much to say. It's just to tell people stuff would be floating everywhere. It'd be people be flying. I don't know. I don't remember what she does, but she does a lot of stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the Phoenix.
I just remember Charles Xavier was afraid of her power, and that dude is a pretty powerful dude. So it's pretty serious in that situation. So if everyone had that, I think it'd just be apocalypse. It wouldn't matter if you could bring yourself back to life, if you could double jump or teleport, it'd just be over.
That's true. So my final verdict is if between the three that we've talked about, I would say that double jumping would be the best one for everyone to suddenly have.
Yeah, I think that'd be the safest one. The world wouldn't change that much if everyone had the ability to double jump.
It really wouldn't. But it would change enough to make things a little wacky, but it wouldn't change that much.
Whereas if you could bring yourself back to life, or if you could teleport anywhere, there'd be some very serious world ramifications from that.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna go with double jump as being, at least out of those three, which one I think would be the best scenario.
Yeah, I think I agree. If it was just me, I think I'd go teleportation. But if everyone has this power, double jump.
Well, you bring up a good point about you. We used to, if you remember when we were younger, we had a list of like how high did our list go? It was like 60 something,
something like that.
Where it was like a list of superpowers that like either are useless or are only useful in one specific situation.
Yes.
I feel like we should have a discussion on that too sometime.
That could be its own podcast.
Yeah, it really could.
There's so many powers out there. But yeah, we could table that discussion. I think that'd be a fun one to have for sure. But thank you, Jeff Anderson and Shane Hickson, for those suggestions. We had fun talking about that. And if you have any thoughts about what you think the world might be like if people had those powers, give us a comment. Let us know what you think. And if there's any other weird powers you think might be interesting, let us know about those too. I think we're going to be back on schedule with David here pretty soon, hopefully. And we can get we have lots of discussion topics on it coming up, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah, don't sound so enthusiastic, man.
No, I'm just tired, man.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening to the Brothers Born podcast. We'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of the Brothers Born podcast. It's been great. We want to give a special shout out to Jeff Anderson for submitting the idea for this episode, as well as submitting the idea of teleportation in a world where everyone has superpowers. Also a special shout out to Shane Hickson for his ideas about the double jump or Phoenix powers. We're so grateful for you loyal listeners, and thanks for sticking with us. All listeners, please tell your friends about the Brothers Born podcast. I'm sure they all want to hear it. It's pretty jammin'. Anyway, check us out Facebook, facebook.com/brothersbornpodcast, and we will catch you next time in the next episode. See you later, folks.